Welcome back to the New Wave Cooking Club, everybody. Chef David here in the New Wave Kitchen. Today we're going to do a really simple recipe, an old school recipe, in our 6-quart Brio air fryer. If you don't know about air frying, please look into it. It's amazing. Roast, bake, we can fry in here with no oil. This is an amazing unit. So what I'm going to do today, very simple, it's an old French dish using a whole chicken called chicken with 40 cloves of garlic. Now, you might not like 40 cloves of garlic, and I won't put 40, but I'm going to put quite a bit of garlic. I'm also going to give a little twist on the traditional dish and add some starch to the base of the air fryer to let the chicken rest on. Okay, so let's get started. First things first, let's peel some garlic. So I'm going to show you guys a trick. I've already peeled some. Now these are whole garlic bulbs. These are the cloves peeled. I've cut some in half because very traditional, take a half a cut piece of garlic and stuff it inside. What I'm going to do is, I already have one in there, but I'm going to leave one on the outside of the chicken. It's going to turn into like roasted garlic, something you can smear on a nice piece of crusty bread. All right, so this is whole clove of garlic. I'm going to show you a trick on how to peel these easy, right? So basically what we do is we just crush it open in our hand, right? And you can, my kid likes to bash them with his hand. I think that's really cute. And basically all we're going to do is just knock these off. Now everybody knows garlic. It's kind of hard to peel, but sometimes finding the peeled ones, the peeled cloves in the supermarket, can be hard and also can be very expensive. So I'm going to show you a trick which I think your kids or your loved ones will enjoy. So you have the cloves of garlic. We have all the stems here. And again, this is going in my compost. Get this out in the garden, right? And I'm going to take as much of the paper, the garlic skin or paper out, and that's going into the compost. So basically what I have here is just a whole bunch of garlic. Let's do another one because they're fun. This one I'll bash. Just hit it with your hand a little bit and it falls right apart. It's actually kind of fun. You're sitting as much traffic as I do. It's a stress reliever. All right, so garlic, compost. Watch this trick. So these are not peeled. Now that you can peel them, many chefs will show you, you take your knife and just kind of flatten them a little bit and you can peel them this way. The problem with that is I have to do one by one. Let me compost that. So here's the trick. Now, unfortunately, I have to tell my camera guy, we're going to make a little noise. Get 2 metal bowls, similar in size or exact size. Put them on top of each other. Now, here's the fun part for the kids. Hold tight. I don't think the camera guy minded as much as the sound guy. But look at what happens. We have perfectly peeled garlic cloves. Just a little kitchen hack for you. It's fun for the kids, right? So we can do that over and over, but they don't want me to make any more noise. I understand. All right, so what we're going to do here is very simple, guys. Clean up a little bit. I've got some potatoes. So what I'm going to do in the air fryer here, if you can see, I'm going to lay down a base of my starch, my potatoes. I'm going to season with olive oil, a little salt, a little fresh ground black pepper, maybe a garlic clove or 2, I don't know. And that's going to be a base. I'm going to rest the chicken on top. This is an Amish chicken. Not far from me, from a farm in Indiana. It's a big one. This is actually a 4.5-pound chicken. You could do the traditional fryers, which are like 2.5 to 3 pounders. You could do a roaster, which is 5 pounds to 6 pounds on a roaster, and they'll fit in the 6-quart model, all right? So here's what we're going to do. Trying to teach my kid a little history about food, so I like to get vegetables that he doesn't see at his school lunch. These are purple potatoes. They're also called Peruvian potatoes. And if you don't know it, most of the potatoes' history trace back to Peru, over 5,000 varieties, but these have gained prominence in the last few years because they're absolutely beautiful, and they have compounds in here that are very antioxidant. We can go on and on about that. Right now, let me get my bowl, and I'm gonna make very simple. We're gonna cut these. And you can cut them any size you want. Just try to make them uniform because as we're cooking, we want them all to cook evenly, right? So the bigger ones, I like nice halves. Sometimes I'll do quarters. Every once in a while, when you get these new potatoes or these Peruvian ones or the Yukon Golds, they're really tiny. Sometimes I roast them whole like this. They come out amazing. All right, so there's that. Very simple. So this is my purple potato base, but because I've been trying to push a much healthier lifestyle of food, not only on myself, but to really share it with my son and get him excited about it, which is why I always try to know the history and stuff about food. I'm going to add some sweet potato. Sweet potatoes, if you're watching your figure like me, actually are not a bad carbohydrate. They're very low on the glycemic scale. You guys can look that up and get back to me some more information. The ends, right in the compost or your chicken. Now, let's talk about sweet potato real quick. All right, much different than a yam. You need to look that up because you can win a couple of bets at Thanksgiving. I've scrubbed these. They were organic. That was my choice to buy them that way. If you don't, it's fine. But always scrub them. Now, two things. Many people peel them. I don't peel them. I don't peel my potatoes either. There's a lot in that skin that has to offer you, so you should use that. But these were scrubbed. That's the key. Cut them in half after you trim the ends. Cut them in half again. One more time. And again, I want to keep them equal size to my little purple potatoes, right? So each quarter gets cut into 3. And you don't have to worry about the math on this. I'm not good at it either, but you can just cut them, try to make them even, okay? And as you're cooking at home, talk to your kids about food. You know, Google tonight the difference between a sweet potato and yam and tell your children. Tell your spouse, tell your better half, tell your friends. Get people excited about food. So looking, very simple. Now, a couple cloves of garlic. Now, I don't want to kill you guys, but I'm going to put some garlic in here because what will happen actually is this garlic is actually going to roast in there, and it's not going to have that bitter, sharp taste of raw garlic or sauteed garlic. It's going to be creamy and rich and have a lot of umami flavor. Roasted garlic is one of my favorites. So that's that. Freshly ground pepper. Don't use this stuff in the shaker. It's too old. Some good sea salt, right? Big splash of olive oil. Okay? Just give these a toss. I don't even have to get my hand dirty on this one. All right, now watch this. So this is fresh thyme. Fresh thyme has some amazing compounds in it. You need to look those up because this is very antimicrobial. Quite often, there's many actually chicken farmers, and actually my buddy that does this, they feed fresh thyme from their garden to the chickens, and it cuts down on some of the problems that the chickens have, and they don't have to switch to antibiotics, which I'm sure you know about. But anyway, look, thyme, just peel it down off of the stem. If you have little tiny thin stems like this, it's perfectly all right to eat those. And the big ones, these go into the compost, or if you have a few chickens, like I do at home, save them and let the chickens have them. All right, so that being said, that's our fresh thyme. And this is going to give a real unique flavor to this. All right, I didn't put a lot in there, just enough. We're going to garnish it with the fresh parsley later. So now watch how easy this is. Lemon gets cut in half. I give a little squeeze of the lemon right here. Okay? One more toss. This is the basket to the fryer if you don't know how it works. Look, it pops out real easy to clean it. I could switch this out for our grill pan, but not for my chicken dish. Snaps right in. Watch. Done. Very simple. I have a nice, if you can see in here, I have a beautiful even layer of these amazing root vegetables, the starch vegetables, the purple potatoes and the sweet potatoes. Fresh thyme and garlic cloves. Now let's get to the chicken. And remember, I always tell you two things are very important about chicken. Anything it touches or you touch before it's cooked, you got to sanitize. You have to wash. You got to wash your hands, wash the cutting board, wash the plate, wash the ceiling, wash everything. Second thing you have to know is when you roast your chicken, no matter what the recipe says, whoever the chef is or whatever the unit is, always make sure the internal temperature of your chicken is 165 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very important, guys, okay? So anyway, I already have a big piece of garlic inside the chicken, and I trust it a little bit just to kind of hold its shape. But what I want to do is I'm going to rub it a little bit with this lemon that I already squoze in there, right? You don't have to be perfect about it. You just got to get some lemon on the out of the skin. It's going to give it a nice, sharp taste. That's going in the compost. You can compost those things if it has the chicken because it's going to degrade in the ground. It's fine. This is going to get a little black pepper over the top, right? And just a little pinch of salt right now. I'll put the rest later, and let me tell you why. The salt's going to pull moisture out of the skin. It's going to keep it from getting crispy. We want this guy crispy. A little bit of the olive oil over the top, not much. I don't want it oily. I just want to keep it from burning. You can rub this in with your hand. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of those cut pieces of this beautiful garlic. Let's go right on the end, all right? Actually, if we wanted to, we can take a big old sprig of thyme, which will add some really neat flavor. And when this comes out of our oven later, it's going to look beautiful. Now watch this. I'm going to put this in. Pin the arms back a little bit. Beautiful whole chicken. Amish chicken from Indiana. Now, when we come back, I'm going to put this in. We're gonna let it roast, and I'm gonna clean everything up and sanitize, and I'm gonna show you how to plate this amazing dish. Whole roasted chicken, root vegetables, and 40 cloves of garlic. See you in a minute. Welcome back, everybody, to the New Wave Cooking Club. Chef David here in the New Wave Kitchen, and we just finished an amazing, large Amish chicken. It was about a 5-pounder in our 6-quart Brio air fryer. So I talked to you a little bit before about air frying. Guys, tell me what you think of this. Look at that. This is amazing. This makes me really excited. This is kind of the roots where I started cooking almost 30 years ago. I was doing very traditional French food at a hotel in New York City. Okay, so that's enough talk. Let's get cooking. Here's what we're gonna do. This is what I like the air fryer. So I have my whole basket here. I can just pick this up, just like that. All the fat, you know air fryers, guys, you know ours. Look at all this fat that's in the bottom here. Look at this. It's all fat, gone, right? All right, so let's take this out, because what I'm gonna do, look at it. You guys can hear that crunch? Can you hear that skin crunch? That's amazing. All right, now look, remember I talked about the root vegetables, sweet potatoes, Peruvian purple potatoes, fresh thyme, garlic, a little olive oil. Look how easy this is. This is dinner for my son and I, our family, right here. Let's put that back in there. This is our dinner. Fast. This is going to be Friday night dinner. We're not going to worry about this. Let me get a side towel here. Now, you can let your chicken cool off a little bit. And what I can do is I can serve this whole right on here on the table. It's a beautiful presentation, or we can cut it up a little bit. But first, what we're going to do is 2 things. I'm going to take a little fresh parsley, because I like the flavor of fresh parsley. And I'm just going to go over here on the side, and we're just going to quick chop. And again, I'm not one of those chefs that finally chops the parsley into oblivion because they think it looks better. I don't care what it looks like. I want it to taste good, and parsley actually brings a nice dimension to the food. And yeah, the green is pleasing, but it's really about the little herbal flavor that it's going to bring, right? So that being said, right around my plate and on those beautiful Peruvian potatoes. Look at these sweet potatoes, guys. Look how this came out. That was in the air fryer. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I love this machine. Anyway, so the chicken. Now I'm going to put a little more salt on the outside, right? Just a touch. I'm also going to squeeze lemon again on it. It's going to brighten the flavor a little bit. And because potatoes, sweet potatoes, they are a starch, they're going to get a little brightness too from a little shot of lemon. Okay? See that? Very simple, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that garlic that I stuck in there. Look how beautiful these are. They're caramelized, they're sugary, they're sweet. Guys, roasted garlic is amazing. Now these, we can intersperse these, or we can just leave them on the side. What you can do is you can squeeze this whole half a roasted garlic head right on a piece of crusty bread. Oh my God, it's amazing. So look, what I'm gonna do with this, I wanna serve this whole to the staff because I think it shows like largesse, you know what I mean? Like we're really celebrating. But you could also cut it off the legs and the breast, and we can piece it out like that. But I like to serve it for dinner for my son and I, my family. We sit down and we do it just like this. Put a little olive oil over the top, a little more black pepper, right? And this, guys, dinner at my house tomorrow night. We made a roasted chicken stock. We took bones from another chicken, roasted them in the oven, some vegetables, some water, simmered it for a couple hours, and we could even do this if we wanted to. It's all natural chicken stock. Those potatoes taste amazing. 6-quart Brio air fryer, whole roasted Amish chicken, purple Peruvian potatoes, and sweet potatoes, all roasted right here in the Brio. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next Cooking Club show.